Hello, Libra. Welcome to your daily inspo. Today, we're going to get started with an affirmation. And the affirmation of the day is I am confident. Let's say that together 4 times. I am confident. I am confident. I am confident. I am confident. All right, Libra, let's get started. I'm in a new place today. I'll probably be here for the next couple of readings. But I do have a download for you. The download is very short and sweet. It's basically you keep on going. Basically, and it's coming from the it's coming from your intuition. So you have your eyes set on this bigger picture, this big prize, this big desire. And no matter what's going on the journey was not even it didn't even come up for me. It was just your picture in alignment with your intuition, that will be in alignment with the future victory that you partake in. And I do feel like whatever it is that you're going through or whatever it is that you're doing on your path, um, it's not it's not even it's not I don't want to say important, but it's not the biggest picture. Like zoom all the way out of the details, and the biggest picture is your desires. It's your wish fulfillment. It's the things that it is that you want. So basically, your vision is in alignment with your intuition, which will be in alignment to the future victory that you actually accomplish. So basically, there's a person who is in alignment. They're manifesting with what it is they want, with what it is that they're going to get. So yeah, that's the download for you. Keep your eyes set on the bigger picture. It's in alignment with your intuition. It's in alignment with you. All right, so what is in the blessing bag for Libra? In the in the blessing bag, we have freeing yourself from a past hurt. Yes, freeing yourself from a past hurt. I feel like for some of you guys, you got a lot of past hurts. And also, there is big healing. I was getting like there was a villain that could have instilled hate for years and years and years. And now this villain is actually looking at themselves like, I'm not fulfilled and I have not been fulfilled, and this is not the way. It's like when the person that the devil kind of lured onto his team and promised them the afterlife, promised them the happiness, promised them wish fulfillment, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna be working with you, devil. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm working with you. I'm working with you. And you go to work and you're doing all these deeds, and you may be getting some type of accolades here and there, but none of it's the big picture. You're still striving till you realize that all of these years have passed and all of the people that you've hurt, and you haven't gotten anything in return. And then also to realize that the people that you've hurt are actually excelling in different areas, and here you are still doing the same thing. So I do feel like that's for somebody's bloodline. There is a villain or someone who is conceived or, as a villain that is seeking healing. They realize that they've been fooled. They've been tricked by the devil. They realize they've been tricked and they didn't get the wish fulfillment that they wanted. So I do feel like that also frees you too. The fact that this person finds freedom, the fact that this villain actually finds healing, that frees the whole bloodline, and it frees the existing and the bloodline after. So that's really, really good energy here. I also feel like there's a person who has been dealing with something for a long time, and then next thing you know, you wake up with a weight lifted off of your shoulder. It could be that thing. It could be that thing. We got children hanging out here again. Children. Innocence. Life. New beginnings. somebody is freeing something from their inner child. I'm getting inner child spirit. I'm getting like returning back to a free spirit, having a free spirit. I feel like someone's able to free themselves. I feel like somebody could have been in bondage for a long, long time. A long time in their mind, just their way of thinking, period. It just enslaves them. Somebody needs a whole new way. A whole new way of thinking. All right, these were upside down. Let me get another pull. All right, let's see. And the energy of today is thieving, lying, cheating, stealing. The Five of Swords is that lying, thieving, cheating, stealing type of energy. Somebody who don't care. It's giving somebody who don't care. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Ten of Pentacles. That usually represents a family, a foundation, a group, a tribe that's supposed to be solid. What happens when you got somebody in a group that ain't playing fair and don't really care about who they hurt in the, like, it's like move or get stomped on. Stump or get stomped on. What BG say? I know it's early. What he say on Heart of the Streets? You got the King of Swords. Somebody don't care about what it is. Now, this could be in two different ways. Now, there's a person who could be finding their voice. And maybe there's people who always kind of looked at this person as quiet. For this person who's following their voice, oh, you're going to get so much pushback for speaking. You may think that your family wants you to speak, or your friends want you to speak, or whatever this tribe wants you to speak. But the moment that you start speaking your truth, oh, it's going to feel like the Five of Swords. Because the ripping off the mask and actually a person seeing your true feelings, they're going to feel like that those are lies. So you're going to have a lot of people pushing back at you. They're going to tell you you're crazy, you're going through something, your emotions, all of the stuff, just because you decided to not just be quiet anymore. Now, there's another person who doesn't care who they hurt, who doesn't care who, like, if you in my way, you better get out of my way. It's just that type of mentality that a person has. They don't really have feelings for another person. They also are very, very reckless with their tongue. So it's like, and I remember I used to say this. I done grown a long way, y'all. When I'm mad, like, my tongue will cut you up, and I don't care because I'm mad. You know, you don't really care because you're mad. Like, I'm so nice until I'm not. When I get mad, all bets is off. Used to say that, okay? Not knowing that my mouth was so slick because I was people pleasing and stuff, and my shadow was pissed. So my shadow would come out with that slick ass mouth and cut anybody up. Anybody that wanted something, anybody up. But be mindful of this backlash that you get from speaking your truth, and don't let it stop you from speaking your truth. Yep, we got the Hangman. There's a new perspective. There's a level of enlightenment for some of you guys. And this level of enlightenment is coming off like it's the worst thing in the world. It was the worst thing in the world the moment you decided to open your mouth up and say something and speak your own truth. All right, I'm going to go into the angels. The angel answers for just a quick read before we get into the reading. Just for the energies that's out there for Libra. If you find anything that resonates with you during this reading, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. All right, let's see. What are the messages? Oh, you got your ready. I hope that's in the frame. You got your ready. You are ready. It's like somebody is stamping you. Somebody is like, basically letting you know, like, no, you're ready for this. Spirit, the universe, there's something that you're ready for. Remain positive. Keep a positive mindset. We got romance coming out. Some nice romance coming out. The deck, too. So some of you guys, you're ready for love. And I don't know why I thought about... why did I think about this goddamn R. Kelly song when I say you're ready? You might be young, but that's terrible. That's terrible. Now I know. But then we always knew, but I was a kid. What they expect me to do back then. You got to ask your angels, and there's an opportunity and change. All right, so from this message that I'm getting for somebody, you are ready for love. You're ready for this romantic experience. There's a learning experience that you learned from. There's something that you learned from that turns your light on spiritually. Intellectually, too, that enlightens you just because you've been through this amazing learning experience. Now, I'm going to just be 100% real with y'all. Sometimes the learning experience, it is excruciating. So for some of you guys, you may be in this energy where everything is telling you that you're ready. You're trying to look for a sign like, am I ready for this? Am I ready to move on? Or should I stay in this healing stage? Am I still like, healing stage is knocked out? And you can't even fathom yourself going through that again because you put yourself out there to be hurt possibly yet again. So for some of you guys, something's going to come at a time where you may still feel tender. But you're ready to play. You're ready. It just reminds me of an athlete that has an injury. And they may not be 100%. Everybody knows if you play sports and you had an injury, your injuries don't heal completely, okay? You get to the point where you can play on it, where it's not hurting that much, and then you can go home, ice it, wrap it, do what you got to do. Like, you play through your injuries. So this is basically like your heart is ready to love again, although it may still hurt from the last time it got broken. Doesn't mean just because you still get hurt or you still get triggered at certain things, that doesn't mean that you're not ready to move to the next stage. That means that as you're moving to the next stage, you're going to realize that there's some things that are still hurt, you're going to learn some new things about yourself. You're going to learn in places where, okay, I may need to put a little bit more extra love in this area. I may need to be a little bit more sensitive with myself in this area. I may need to protect myself in a little bit. You get a whole new report on yourself, certain things, and it will change up depending on what type of hurt that you've been through. If a person has been through hurt, which something is a learning experience, so I do feel like that there's an old relationship, somebody's going into a new relationship based off of some type of lessons that you've been through. So this is the message. That last relationship was a lesson. I always call them practice. I was like, I was practicing for my husband. But I just call them practice, like, because I can't allow a relationship to scar me and take me into this new relationship. And now I'm making this new guy pay for something that my old guy did. I done been there, done that. It's no fun. It's no fun doing that. So now I just call it practice, getting a lot of practice out. And I'd be like, oh, that was fun. There's a need for you to be a little bit lighter to it. Don't make everything so crazy, But you're ready for love. Remain positive. Remain positive about your love life, about your romantic life. You're ready. You're ready for this romantic union. with the person. Let's see about this freeing yourself from a past hurt, because I did go into this energy of a person, excuse me, a family member or somebody who kind of realizes that all of their villainous ways weren't, like, it's not working. And that shifts a lot, because the fact that this person had influence over a lot of people, and this shifts, this is a shift, and it's a good shift. It's a shift in the right direction. So it's really, really big. I feel like this is really big. Okay, you have Willow the Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadow. So there's a person who went into their shadow and seen some type of treasures. For some of you guys, you went into your hurt and into like different aspects of your shadow, like your insecure shadow, your egotistical shadow, your self-conscious shadow, your hurt shadow, your lonely shadow, you know. I feel like there's a person who went into their shadow, went into their subconscious, went into their pain, into the hurt. So you freed yourself from a past hurt by doing the total opposite of what a person would think. You would think that you would have to take your past hurt and say, get away from me, get rid of me, and you run in the direction of the future, right? No, you do this completely different. What you do is you run to the hurt. What are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to teach me? What did I learn from this? What did I gain? What did I lose from this? That type of energy. It's like you run to the monster instead of away from the monster, and you realize that this is my best friend. Where have you been all my life? Instead of running away from this monster. So I feel like as you get older, we get way, way, way more sensitive, where children are so strong and courageous that they will run to the monsters before the adults would. They would run to, and they want to figure things out. But as you get older, you get used to just, you become okay and content with not knowing. Let me not go into that. I don't want to know. You want to be oblivious to things, because you feel like if you know something, you could be identifying yourself. It could be telling you some things about yourself that you don't really want to hear, see, or know about. But instead, in this situation, you run right to those things that hurt you. You run right into those past hurts. And you find some type of treasure in it. You actually face what you have been trying not to face for a long time. The authentic self. You have many masks. There's many aspects of you, just in the aspect of your shadow. There's many different identities, personalities that you take on in these different aspects of your shadow. You got the benefactor at the bottom of the deck with the crossing. Grace and generosity. Getting back to your authentic self. And you got to think about your authentic self created some of these masks. Why? It's just simply asking questions. And this moves me to my new thing that I do want to do. I know you guys love the affirmations, but I kind of want to get into asking better questions for the day. I kind of want to start off the day, instead of with an affirmation, with a question. Because you ask better questions, you get better results. Shout out to Tony Robbins. Ask better questions, get better results. You're asking better questions. Because you're getting to understand. It's like when it's like when you're an interviewer, right? If you're interviewing a celebrity, and I know there's some people out there who have that dream, like you want to be in media. So you do have this, you're an interviewer, And depending on the research that you take, we can tell if that interview is going to be, when you watch a good interview, and it's not just about all of the gossip, and it's not just about, getting clickbait, because some interviews, it's just so, this world has become popcorn, microwavable, fast results, quick. Let me get these eyes over here. That substance has really left. Like, you have to really dive deep to find substance. And that is no shade to nobody. That just might be my taste. I always say, like, when it comes to music, I'm like that old ass person that really love hip hop. That's like, that ain't hip hop. That's me. I can't listen to a lot of the stuff, and that's me. That's the type of music that I like. Like, I will look up ciphers, like old school, like ciphers and stuff. I really like that stuff, and that's who I am. So in order to find real substance in music, especially rap, pray for me, y'all. Okay. But then we be talking about content. Like, it's a lot of BS out there, and it's a lot of clickbait out there, and you don't really have that real substance. Like a good interview, when you're getting to know a person, you leave the interview with something new about the person. And this could be a celebrity that you've been listening to for years and you never known that. That's because the interviewer took time to actually do their research. So you're taking time to actually get to know yourself. So now you're asking better questions that's going to give you better answers instead of a stranger trying to ask you just, you know, the regular questions. Where are you from? What's your favorite color? Think about going on a date like that. Picture it before you went on a date or something. Well, some people do this because people, they online date. It's different from when a person actually look at your bio and look at the things you like and kind of try to go around that and kind of learn a little bit more about you. And instead of just, what's your zodiac sign? Okay, so what's your moon? And what's your this? And what's your that? Oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, wow, do you live in this? It's just like boring. So I feel like this is you. I'm extra, I know. This is you you're getting to know yourself a little bit better, where you can you're the interviewer. And you're asking yourself, you're figuring out so many different things. You understand that there's so many different aspects to your personality that you have no idea. There's so many different gray areas, shadows, where things can get lost, things can get hidden. And I do feel like for some of you guys, the reason why you're freeing yourself from this past is because you're running to this big monster and you're realizing, I like you. I like what you did there. I understand why you did that. I understand what that was. I understand what you were trying to do. I see how I use this in another aspect of my life, and it turned out I see what you were trying to do there. You see that? Called self-love. This might be this relationship. It might just be with yourself. You got this detox. And I was getting that, like repairing the mind and the body. Like I'm going on a detox where, you know how I think it's Muslims, they have this time on their phone when they pray. But I'm doing times when I go into deep meditations, like for 45 minutes to like an hour and a half, where I just feel like that my mind just needs a detox. Like a detox. Like I'm detoxing everything. And I'm like, I need to detox my mind. And it's just the peace. I'm doing it for the peace afterwards. Just if anybody has ever been on a meditation challenge where you meditated every day for at least 28 days, just afterwards you just are just more on your toes, more sharp. So I do it all the time now. That kind of changed my life. That challenge that I did, I challenged myself to, I'm like, I think I did one that was only like 15 minutes. And I'm like, it's only 15 minutes. And I did it because I used to do yoga a lot. And the meditation sessions at the end of the workout used to be everything. I didn't know what they were. Didn't know what it was. I didn't know. I just knew how my body felt afterwards. So when I started realizing that that's something that I need in my life, like I need water in my life, like I need air in my lungs, I need meditation, I need prayer, I need God in my life, I just started like getting real serious about taking those times, taking those breaks for me and understanding how important those breaks and pushing back from things and, you know, going into yourself. So somebody needs a mind, body, and spirit detox. They need to repair. When they say you need to repair the spirit, because if the spirit is toxic, then the mind is toxic, the body is toxic. I wish I had my phone down here because I would look up toxic spirit and see what that is. What is a toxic spirit? I might name that as like the question, since I want to get into like questions. What is a toxic spirit? And how do you identify if your spirit is becoming a little bit toxic? What is the first thing that you notice about yourself when you notice, I'm picking up energies? Just as like when you get a germ in the world, you cough, you sniffle, your throat gets a little scratchy. If it's me, I'm going to start sneezing. I get on the cold sneezing, get off the cold sneezing. So for me, I know my body, when I get to sneezing, I'm like, something's not right. Time to detox. Time to detox. I picked up something from somewhere. So how would you know in your spirit that you picked up something from somewhere? Is it lack of faith? Is it lack of self-love, self-worth? Is it doubt? Is it negative self-talk? Is it depression? What is it? I feel like we need to know these things in order to, just like how I don't play about myself with getting sick, so the spirit doesn't get sick. Y'all get where I'm coming from? Like, I feel like I'm making sense. Like, what is a toxic spirit? And how could you identify a toxic spirit? And just like germs, when you see a toxic spirit, do you put your mask on like they've been telling us? Do you keep your distance, or are you trying to make a toxic spirit feel comfortable? So you risk infection from this toxic spirit because you don't want that toxic spirit to feel uncomfortable or alone. Because those people who have been through abandonment issues or who have felt alone, it's so hard for us to make other people feel alone. So we put up with shit because we don't want anyone to feel that pain that we felt. So a lot of times you put up with stuff, especially if you've been through like abandonment issues, neglect, things like that. You'll put up with a lot of things. Okay, morning inspo today. What is a toxic spirit? What is this toxic spirit? The unmarked trail, revelation. For some of you guys, you've been looking for a sign. You've been looking for this energy to get you down this certain path. And it feels like you've tried everything. Like everything. You haven't tried you. Suppose you were this infinite intelligent being. You are, right? But let's just speak magically. Suppose you are this infinite intelligent being. Suppose you are tapped into the infinite intelligence of this universe. Suppose you are tapped into every single frequency. Suppose you are tapped and you are in alignment with every single desire or wish fulfillment or wish that you've ever had. Suppose this was you. Wouldn't you ask yourself better questions? And then newsflash, it is you. Don't you think you should ask yourself better questions? Like, suppose you were this infinite being. Suppose there's a part in you that you can tap into that has all the answers for you. That has all the right ways that can lead you down the road to fulfillment. Would you trust? Would you ask better questions of yourself? Of course you would. So this road going into you, just because you've never been down this road, you get matched with spirit to go down a road that no one has ever been down. First, You become the first in a situation. A lot of us, we like being the first now. We like that first energy of being that first. All right, let's see what this children is. This energy of children. I'm saying it's the inner child. Let's see what the sacred traveler has to say about it. You got support. Reaching your destination. Freeing the inner child. The inner child needs to be free in order for you to reach your destination. First light. The children is a new cycle. This is you going down that trail. This is what the high priestess was talking about, the intuition, and the King of Wands, who had his eyes set on this big picture. That is in alignment with the intuition. That is in alignment with what comes true fruition. And for some of you guys, you need support. You want support. You want fellow travelers. And this is an unmarked trail. Doesn't mean that you don't have support down this road. Your light is shining brightly. You do have reaching your destination. For some of you guys, all you have to do is get there. You know the sayings like, it's not about, like, the job isn't easy. It's getting there. It's like, the workout isn't hard. It's getting to the gym. It's just getting there. When I'm at the gym, I feel really, really good. It's just getting there. For some of you guys, all you need to do is get there. All you have to do is get there. We got the peacock here. The peacock reminds me of luxury, royalty. It symbolizes royalty and luxury. Something is a luxury. We got grace and gratitude. That's not the first time I've seen grace through this. So this new beginning that you do have. You do have solitude. There's a need for you to be thankful. Show gratitude for your solitude. Show gratitude for how much you have grown in your solitude. A lot of people, they don't have the capacity to heal in the way you do because they can't be alone. Think about in every single triumph story, God has to separate. God has to isolate. You have to. It's a part of a process. So for some of you guys, you're able to isolate. You're able to separate in ways that other people aren't. And there's a need for you to really be thankful for that. For some of you guys, you are that person who will stay in solitude and you're meditating. You're on a meditation and prayer fast and you're journaling and you're doing. It's other people who can't even allow themselves to think, to write a sentence on a paper. That was the number one question I used to get. When I was working at this job, I write a lot, like a lot. And the job was so easy, boring, that I had a lot of time on my hands. So I would write. I wrote my first book at that dang one job. Like, I'm going to write. Okay. So I'm writing and they're like, how could you? That's one thing. I remember I had this coworker and she would be like, that's one thing I can't do. I can't sit still. And I'm like, that's not a good thing. And you say, why? Why? I can't stand people who could sit still. I'm like, why? Like, what do I want to be up and moving and jittery? And like, sometimes I do wish that I had that bug in my body to like be up and just moving around. Because sometimes I'd be too chill. Too chill in my own, like just too, okay? Sometimes I'd be so, it's the same. But I would love to sit down and just hear myself think. Allow myself to cry if I need to. I love those solid moments where I get to check in with me. It's nobody's business. It has nothing to do with nobody. And I can allow myself to be sensitive. I can allow myself to just be. Do I need to cry? Do I need to celebrate myself? Maybe I need to do a victory dance here. Maybe I had a really good day. Maybe I need to just look in the mirror and tell me that I love me. But I need that time for me. So there's a person who definitely needs to be very, very thankful for their time in silence, their time in isolation, their time in solitude. For some of you guys, you could be sitting there cursing the very thing that's building you. This is the very thing that is building you up. This is the very thing that's making you stronger. This is the very thing that's making you more creative. This is the very thing that's making your ideas more like, some of you guys need to be thankful for it. This is not a curse. It's not something that's just not a terrible time in your life. Our alone time is a very special time. And not just because I'm like a more like a loner type of person, but just period. I have my times where I want to be clingy. I'm a very clingy person. And a lot of people, they probably look at this like, girl, no, the hell you not. Like, it's certain energies that I find myself clinging towards. Like, I don't want to go home. I want to cling towards this energy. I know I have that type of personality. So I balance it out. I balance it out a lot. I know some friends would be like, yeah, very, very clingy. And he fogged in. We have go slow, take your time. Okay. So as you are going through this new beginning, there's a lot of things that you don't see. And I do feel like for some of you guys, you don't see yourself. But you are given time right now. Something is moving slow. And for some of us, we hate that, right? We just wish that the universe, that God would be like, bam, 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 blessing, 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 blessing. We don't want no time to think. We don't want no time to root ourselves. We don't want no time to, we just want blessing, 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 blessing. But in this time of things going slow, things not quite being finished yet, things still being quite up in the air, you can't really see the whole destination. Just thinking about driving with fog in front of you. You can't see the whole road. And that is a superpower because you can use that time. Not only can't you see the whole road, but you can only go but so fast here. There's a need for you to slow down. And in slowing down, this is where you kind of deepen your roots. Grounding. Mystic healer. This is at the time where you may feel like, oh my gosh, I need things to speed up. I need things. And God is like, you're in the perfect place. You're right where I need you. How about that? How about being right? What if right here you were right where you needed to be? What would this mean? That's why I need questions, y'all. I need questions to start today. Like, what would this time be? What would it be telling you? What's the most important thing that this time right now where you are, with what you have, where you're at, what is this thing telling you right now? What is the most important thing? If this is exactly where you need it to be. Because a lot of us, we feel like, and I ended up in this relationship. I ended up without no job. I ended up at that job. I ended up in this neighborhood. I ended up. You mean the infinite intelligence don't know what they're doing? Like that there's not a plan here? I ain't mean for this to go that long, and I know it's long. But I'm having fun. I might come back and go live today, guys. So make sure your notifications are on. Purification. Time to cleanse. Time to cleanse. Cleansing waters. Get some water. You're overcoming obstacles as you cleanse. You're going to be For some of you guys, you're going to be getting a pedicure, getting a facial. As you're overcoming all of these obstacles, you think you're supposed to be on the battlefield with swords and all that, and that's just how you're going to be. In a bath with rose petals. Getting a deep conditioner. For some of you guys, you may also need a big cry too. There's nothing wrong with crying. One of the things I learned as I've partaken on my spiritual journey, with anytime your body needs to cry, allow it. Don't hold in your tears. Don't even do that to your kids. Let your kids cry. I know we're taught, and I was the crybaby, so we're taught to, the crying is a bad thing. Oh, what they in there whining for? Sometimes they just want to whine, okay? They just want to whine. And I had my nephew was a crybaby too, and I would be so protective. Let him cry. Let him get his feelings out. That was real hard for the men in my family. They don't play that men crying, and they talking about it was us. No, it be y'all. It be y'all. I used to get on my brothers, my uncles. Let him cry. He can express his emotions. You don't want him to grow up and be a psycho, do you? Like, that's how we was raised. Like, I know they like, who the hell raised them? Shoot. We gonna fix the bloodline, okay? We gonna fix this shit. Anyways, let's get into this Five of Swords, which I'm feeling a bloodline healing from somebody who could definitely be an elder or something like that. If something turns over, it's like think about the corrupt leaders that we have. And think about spiritually. Not physically, because people be like, so what? About time, physically, these people crazy. Spiritually, think about one of these corrupt leaders, and they realize I did all of this for nothing. I need to heal a lot of things. I've hurt people because I was hurt. Not just sitting in there, I did a bad thing, please forgive me. It's a difference from when you say, I did a lot of things because I was hurt. And before I knew it, I started actually acting like my abusers. Before I knew it, I started feeling powerful, like I always thought that my abusers were powerful. I always felt inferior to them. So I started feeling superior. And I started doing different things and this, that, and the third. And we have this. And this person is actually gaining true healing, right? Gaining true healing. Well, now with all this power and influence and stuff like that, a person can do something better. A person can do something helpful. So that's what I'm getting. It's getting for some of you guys, it may be a powerful person in your family. This could be a person who's raised generations. And now this person could have raised generations in this negative, dysfunctional way. And they're realizing that I need healing. This not only saves them, this saves whatever comes from them too. I feel like it makes the load a little bit less heavy. And that's just my own understanding of it. Because I feel like the biggest lesson for some of us, we were casualties. We got hit just because we was there. It didn't have anything to do with us. A lot of these things have nothing to do with us. And we just by being a casualty of war. And once that person actually gets the healing that they have always been able, or that has always been there for them, but they couldn't see it, now they finally see it, I feel like God kind of wipes everything. Everything. We still have work that we have to do, things that we've internalized, things that we've made our own identities, but for the most part, it gets wiped. Things get a little bit easier because that was the bigger picture. Tell me more about the Five of Swords. They say, Auji, stop talking. Stop talking. Yes. Just say yes. Just say yes, it's yours. Transformation. So this also, remember I was talking about that example of that person who starts speaking their truth and they don't care. They're going to speak their truth, and a lot of people are going to say you're wrong for it. This is for the person who gets their desire. What's theirs? Who answers their call? Somebody has been refusing their call because it would look to these people as if you're doing something wrong. How many people have situations like that where it seems like you following your heart, it will go against everybody? Now, not saying that I don't care if I go against everybody, but who just have a situation like that? Just humanizes the situation a little bit like that. That whereas you following your desires would be as a slight to another person. And it has made you to think that it would be a slight. So you normally don't take what you want. You take what is expected for you to want. You see what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of you guys have grown out of it, and it's like, I don't care if a person's mad, but just the fact that that is a foundation in somebody's life. That is a foundation, making another person feel small, that they can't even dream in peace. I can't even wish. Think about the level of control and authority that a person will want to have over somebody's mind if you can't even dream. This motherfucker's in your dreams. Like I know I'm making light of it, but you try to dream. Can't do none of that around here. Like somebody's in your dreams. Okay, Freddy Cougar. You can't even dream, but take it as yours. Trust the path that you are on, even if it becomes a slight. For some of you guys, it may not be a slight, but this is for the person who's finally standing up for them. And not only are you standing up, you're taking what's yours. It says just say yes to it. Yes, 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 yes. You got Anna, the grandmother of Jesus. You got the Council of Light. This is the divine plan. For some of you guys, you may get some pushback from people, but it's worth it. This Five of Swords is worth it. It's worth these people trying to take, these people trying to steal, these people trying to tarnish your name. Oh, it's going to be worth it. It's worth it all. Trust. It's completely worth it. Some of you guys, this may have something to do with a person. Rest. Be held. This was always the plan for you to get to this point. Sorry that you had to go through all these other doors. Sorry that the truth seemed more believable. The lies seem more believable than the truth. And that would be your power. Some of you guys, you believed in the negative thinking that was truth because the negative seemed a little bit more believable than the truth of the power of truly who you are. This was always the divine plan. This was always the divine plan. You have this leap. You go first, and the universe will catch you. So we talk about this solitude. For some of you guys, it's not that you're alone. It's your first. It's been a lot of gems in this video. Like, it's not that you're alone. You're first, Libra. Not lonely. You just got there first. What do they say? Light is the fastest moving thing. And you're waiting. You're longing for home. You're like, where the hell am I? I'm by myself. It's wait a minute, Libra. Wait a minute. I got to wake these people up. They still sleeping. But some of you guys, you're tired of being lonely. You're tired of being alone. You go first. The universe will catch you. There's something triggering about this. There's something that triggers you about going first, about trusting, about faith, about being caught, about trusting that something will catch you. There's something triggering that you have to go deep down in. Who forgot to catch you? Who let you fall? How do you know what falling feels like? How do you know what betrayal feels like? And then there's different questions that you ask yourself for different answers, for better answers, different results. So it's something about trusting into the universe because you failed before. You trusted into something, someone, whatever, and you fail. So this has a lot to do with this triggering thing of why it triggers you to jump. Why you rather stay small because maybe you feel like you have a lot of people around you. Why does it trigger you to be first? Have to go somewhere by yourself for a while. Why don't you feel protected by yourself? Ouch, and couldn't even get that one. All right, and you have the Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? You got the Keepers of the Earth. Again, you're not alone. Your ancestors stand right beside you. You are not alone. You have your soul family calling your tribe. You don't have to do something alone. But now that you know your power, how are you being called to step up and lead, Libra? All right. So I'm going to leave this reading right here. I hope this reading resonates. If it does, make sure you give this reading a big thumbs up. And make sure you guys are subscribed. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.